Everything in your life, everything in your Christian life, everything about knowing and experiencing God solely depends on the quality of your relationship with the Father. Hello friends, and welcome to Spontaneous Godversation. My name is Eunice and I'm the yielded vessel on this channel. On this channel, we come to a place of nurturing a love relationship with Abba that is real and personal. If this is your first time of being on this channel, we've been waiting for you. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always showing up. Now to the most important question. How is your heart? How are you really feeling? Now do me a favor. Take a moment, pause this video, and I want you to tell Abba how you really feel. Remember that he genuinely cares about you, and trust me, nothing is too much for him. Let's take a moment. Welcome back. I hope that was good, and I hope that you were able to tell him how you genuinely felt. Now, if this is your first time on this channel, we are currently on a series called Experiencing God. And today we are actually going to be discussing Unit 3. Now, Unit 3 says God pursues a loving relationship. And we're going to just basically talk about everything that really means. Now, like I said, this is your first time on this channel. I would love for you to go back to the beginning of this series. We have come from the 7 realities to Unit 1 that says God's will and your life, to Unit 2 that says God or me. And we're basically discussing the plans of God, which plan to follow, my plan or God's plan. Now, like I said, on this unit, which is Unit 3, we are going to be discussing God pursuing a love relationship with us. All right, let's get into it. A story that was shared in the course of this Unit 3 was about a young woman who was abandoned by her father. Her father literally threw her mother, and her siblings out of the house. Between her childhood and her early adulthood, that she fought emotions like abandonment, worthlessness, sadness, feeling like she wasn't good enough or enough. She said that throughout her early adulthood, she fought so hard to have a relationship with her father. She tried to make him choose her. She tried to make him see her. She tried to make him pick her, but he never did. Now, she said that when she started advancing in age, something happened to her. She started doing this course called Experiencing God, and that finally she really genuinely accepted and knew that the one person that would never leave her nor forsake her was her Heavenly Father. She said that she was looking for her father all these years, but he was right at the back of her Experiencing God book. That she finally saw God as her father, who was truly faithful and a true friend. Now, a number of us are like this lady, where we are continually searching for a love that has been misinterpreted to us. But God is calling us today to a place of relationship and depth. Our memory verse is taken from the book of Matthew 22, verse 37 to 38. And it says that I have paraphrased it. It says, the first and the greatest commandment is to love the Lord with your heart, with your soul, and with your mind. That is the greatest commandment. Now, the perfect example of love personified, the perfect example of love shown to us was what Jesus did on the cross of Calvary. That even while we were yet sinners, he died for us. I often like to tell myself, I often want to believe that even if I was the only person on earth, Christ would have died for me. What manner of love is this? Now, how do you as a Christian, or how do you as a new convert come to a place of understanding, believing, and beginning to live in this love? How do you respond to a God that initiates a love relationship with you? The first point to always remember is that a love relationship with God is the most important factor in life. It's important to note that from the first video that was basically talking about the 7 realities of God to us coming to a place of knowing God's will for our life, to understanding what plan and how to respond and hear the plans of God, to now this point of relationship. The ultimate goal is actually having a relationship with God, because it is from this relationship that you can know and that you can actually live in the purpose of God, and you can come to a place of experiencing Him daily. It's very fascinating that God Himself actually takes the initiative to pursue a love relationship with us. And like I said before, the story of Jesus on the cross is a very perfect example of how this love was demonstrated to us and shown to us that even while we were not aware of who He was or what He was doing, He was already pouring Himself out in love to us. And so what am I trying to say here? Ultimately, you and I were made for fellowship. We were made for relationship, and that's why we crave companionship and friendship and support and love, because inherently the way that the Father has set us up is that we were made for fellowship with Him. And so again and again, like I've said in previous videos, is that relationship with God is very key. If you were to describe your relationship with God, can you say, I love the Lord with all my heart, in all sincerity? Can you genuinely admit that Jesus, that Christ is the center of your life? And so the question that is on everybody's mind at this point is, how can we really respond to this Father who is coming to us with a lot of love? How can I respond to a God that wants to have a love, real, personal relationship with me? How can I respond to the reality too that basically says that God pursues a loving relationship with me? Now, after studying Unit 3, there were three main things that came at me as I studied in how to really respond, in how to really cultivate and nurture a relationship with the Father. The first point is growing and nurturing a quiet time. Now, there are three things that are very important when you think of a quiet time. The first thing is motive. The second thing is intention. The third thing is trust. Now, motive and intention are somewhat close, but not in this context. Now, the first thing, motive, is, are you ticking the box by spending time with the Father, or do you love Him and you want to spend time with Him? They are two different things. When you have a relationship with somebody, be it a romantic partner, be it a friend, be it a mentor, whatever the case may be, you always would want to cultivate and nurture a relationship with this person. So if your motive for spending time with God is not rooted in that love, then again and again, you're going to be serving, worshiping, and studying His word from a place of obligation. And when that is done, you are going to be tired. You are going to burn out. It is important that the sole reason why you want to spend time with Him is because you love Him. Now, intention in this case, not intention in terms of why you want to do something. Intention is in the intentionality, is in how do you prioritize your time with God. Now, there is really no formula to this, and some people would say early in the morning, some people would say late in the night. It really just depends. What is important is that there is a set time that is put aside. Final thing is trust. And so trust is that if you don't trust somebody enough, you wouldn't really want to spend time with them. And when I say time in this context, I mean genuine time, not just spending time. If you genuinely trust somebody, then you are happy to really spend time with them. And so again, under having a quiet time, there is your motive, there is your intention, and there is trust. Now, the second thing under responding to God's love relationship is vulnerability. Now, under vulnerability, there is openness, there is intimacy, and there is submission. Openness is very straightforward. How open are you to the Father? At the beginning of this video, I said to you and I asked you a question, that how is your heart? And I encouraged and indulged you to tell Baba, to tell Abba, to tell Papa how you really feel. I don't know what you call Him, but whatever name that you call Him, I had indulged you to spend time just telling Him how you really feel. And so you cannot come to a place of a genuine love relationship. Genuine is in front for a very important reason. You can't come to a place of genuine relationship if you are not open enough with him. And so openness is such a vital heart posture to come to the Father with. Now, the second thing is intimacy. And intimacy simply means into me, see. It's such a deep love word. And as deep as it is how far that you are willing to open up yourself to him. Remember that there's nobody else that really matters in this situation apart from you and your Father. Intimacy is built when you open yourself layer by layer to somebody that you care and love. And so the same way you open up yourself to the person that you are in love with or that is your friend is the same way that you are to open up yourself to him as your Father. Is to genuinely just open up your heart to him and allow him take the center stage. The final thing is submission. Now, submission in this context is submitting your will to him. So as you come to him in intimacy, as you come to him in openness, then you can submit all your worries, your fears, your cares to him and allow him to have his way. Now, the third thing in responding to a love relationship with our Father is consistency. Our relationship with God is only progressive. Our relationship with God should only be progressive, which means that every day it continuously grows. One mantra that I have, and I think I shared in the last video, is that Jesus is my everyday need. You need a dose of Jesus every day. And in terms of the dose of Jesus, it is in the place of quiet time, is in the place of intimacy, is in the place of nurturing a relationship that you really and truly can have a progressive relationship. Because the more that he sees that in genuineness of heart you are coming to him with love, he begins to open up himself to you little by little. And so consistency is such a powerful thing. And I would confess, I am one person who is really asking God to help me with my consistency level, because I can be very vibrant for 1 week and then the next week something happens and I'm just like, I'm tired, but intention, like we said under the case of quiet time, is that intentionally, whether I feel like it or not, whether I want or not, I am giving this time to the Father. And when I've noticed that every time I come to God in a place of I'm really tired and I don't really know what to do, and I genuinely tell him how I'm feeling, somehow, I don't know what trick he does, because he's not a God of trick, but then somehow I begin to experience a level of peace and rest, and I begin to hear him speak to me. The important key at the end of the day, aside from actually just being consistent or having a time separated, is that there is an openness of how you genuinely feel when you come to the Father. Now, points to ponder. To be loved by God is the greatest and the highest level of achievement. If you live for time, the here and the now, then you have missed the essence and the ultimate purpose of creation. God did not create you or me for time. He created us for eternity. We don't have quiet times so that we can love God. We have quiet times because we love God. When your relationship is as it ought to be with the Father, you will always have fellowship with him. And finally, when we obey God, it says, I love you. Now, to end this video, I would like to ask you a question. Who is Jesus to you? What relationship have you cultivated and nurtured with him? How often do you come to a place of surrender with him? Is your relationship with him intimate? Is it real? Is it honest? Is it practical? And is it love-driven? My encouragement to you today is to come back to your first love. I cannot understand the tainted canvas that life has given to you to look through. But I'm calling you to a place today of opening your eyes to see that your Heavenly Father is more than enough. I'm calling you to a place of not allowing what life has dealt you to be a blurry vision of how you experience God. And so I really hope that this video was able to teach and explain to you what it truly means for God to pursue a relationship with us and for us to respond to Him. And like reality 2 says, God pursues a love relationship with you that is personal and real. And I hope that you respond to this love invitation. Thank you so much for watching the video up to this point. Please do well to subscribe. Please do well to like. And please do well to share. And I definitely want to hear from you in the comment section. I will see you next time when we talk about Unit 4. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless you.